As a reminder, biosimilars are essentially generic versions of biologic drugs. So they're a lot harder to make. They're not going to sell for as much of a discount. And they're pretty new. So we're still kind of figuring out exactly what it means for some of these gigantic healthcare companies to face competition from newly introduced biosimilars. Interestingly, apparently in Canada, where there is a biosimilar out for Remicade, they're still growing Remicade sales. So that's a pretty promising sign. But of course, it's something that people are questioning in the U.S., especially as apparently the drug is already losing market share, which I can only assume is due to some of the other drugs in this pretty competitive space. But
Yeah, I mean,
regardless,
the anti-TNF market is competitive. It's also one of the best-selling markets in the world. You've got Humira, which is an AbbVie drug that hauls in $14 billion a year. You've got Remicade, which hauls in 6.8-ish billion dollars a year for Johnson and Johnson. And you're right. I mean, this is a major focus of biosimilar makers because the patent on Remicade has expired in the EU. So you're now facing off against biosimilars in those markets that are made by companies including Hospira, which is owned by Pfizer now. And, as we go forward, investors can't ignore that, okay, 9% of Johnson & Johnson's revenue comes from Remicade. If the U.S. patent's going to expire in 2018, what's Johnson & Johnson going to do over the next 2 years to make sure that, they don't end up losing the $4 or $5 billion in sales that they're collecting in the U.S. off of that drug?
yeah, and the tone of the call didn't really seem too concerned with it. I mean, they said, yeah, we're going to keep defending our patent until September 2018. And even beyond that, we don't see it as a huge threat. So that'll be for sure something to keep an eye on. But again, kind of years out.